Hello friends, my name is Wbbse. Today we are going to start a new chapter from the book Gonit Prakash of class 10 West Bengal Board of Secondary Education. And the name of this chapter is Quadratic Equations with One Variable. We have learned about quadratic equations in our previous classes. We know how a quadratic equation looks like. A quadratic equation is always in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 in this form. Okay, so this is general form of quadratic equations with one variable, where x is the variable a, b, c are constants. We are going to solve word problems and we are going to develop a quadratic equation from the problem, from the question, and after that we are going to solve that equation for x. Let us take an example from the book. The length of the Wbbse rectangular garden is 5 meters more than its breadth. Length is 5 meters more than the breadth, and the area of the garden is 204 square meter. Let us see how the breadth of the garden can be found out. Okay, let us try to understand this question. We have a rectangular garden where say the breadth of this garden is x. According to the question, therefore according to the question, the length of this garden will be 5 meter more than the breadth. So it is x meter, so it should be x plus 5 meter. Now the area of this garden is given, that is 204 square meter. Okay, this area is given, that is 204 meter square. So if we develop a quadratic equation for this question, it will look like the area of a rectangle we know, that is length into breadth. Area of rectangle equal to length into breadth, that is x plus 5 into x, and this area is equal to 204. Now if we open this bracket, we get x into x, x square, plus 5 into x, 5x, equal to 204. Now we are taking 204 to the left side. So this is our quadratic equation, which looks like this: ax square plus bx plus c, where a equal to 1, we can compare it with our general form. Here there is no coefficient, so we can say the coefficient is 1. So a equal to 1, b equal to 5, and c equal to minus 204. This is our quadratic equation. Now we can solve this equation for x. Now let us do it. We know how to do middle term factorization. For middle term factorization, we take the product of the coefficient of x square and the constant. Okay, so the product of coefficient of x square, that is 1, and constant. So the product is, okay, so the product is 1 into 204, that is 204. Okay, so let us write 204. We are going to do prime factorization of 204 and arrange those factors in two places, putting plus or minus in between them, so that we get 5. Let us see how it is done. We are doing prime factorization of 204. How we got 204? We multiplied the coefficient of x square and the constant, and the product should be taken in this box, and we should do prime factorization of this number. So in this case, 204 into 1 is 204, and 204 into 1, 204. Now we are going to do the prime factorization. So 2 So these are all prime factors of 204. Now we are going to arrange these factors in two places. So let us first say this is our box 1 and this is our box 2. Okay, and putting plus or minus in between and writing, and we are going to put some of these factors in box 1 and some of these factors in box 2, and we have to get a result which is equal to coefficient of x. So here we can see the coefficient of x is 5, so we have to get 5. So how we are going to arrange these factors? If we put 17 and 12 in these two places, let us say we are putting 17 in box 1. Okay, we are flexible to choose the number of factors. Okay, there is no restriction that we have to put only 1 or 2 factors in box 1. Okay, we can put any number of factors in box 1. Okay, this is our choice. So in box 1 we have put 17, and in box 2 we are putting other factors, that is 3 into 2 into 2. So we can see if we subtract 12 from 17, we get 5. Okay, so we are taking this arrangement for middle term factorization. Okay, so I hope this part is clear to you. If it is not clear, please go backwards and see this part again, you will understand. Okay, now we are going to break this number, so it becomes x square plus, we are writing x before this number. Okay, so we are writing x into, in bracket we can write, in place of 5 we are writing 17 minus 12. Okay, and minus 204 equal to 0. So for middle term factorization, we first multiply the constant with the coefficient of x square, and whatever the result is or the product is, we now do prime factorization of that number like this, and we get prime factors of that number. Now we make two boxes and put plus or minus in between them to get a result which is coefficient of x. Okay, so this is how the arrangement is done. After that we put it like this. Now, or x square plus, we are removing this bracket and multiplying these numbers, so it becomes 17x, it becomes 12x. So this is our middle term break. Now we can, from these two quantities, we can take x as common, so it becomes x plus 17, and if we take minus 12 common from these two quantities, we get x plus 17. Now if we take x plus 17 common from these two quantities, okay, it becomes x plus 17 into x minus 12, which is equal to 0. Now the product of two quantities can be 0 only when at least one of them is 0. So either this is 0 or this is 0. So we can compare. So we can write either that is x equal to minus 17 or x equal to or x minus 12 equal to 0. Okay, either or x minus 12 equal to 0, so x equal to 12. So either x is minus 17 or 12. So we know length cannot be negative, so we are going to take length as positive, that is 12. So the breadth is therefore the breadth of the rectangle is 12 meter. So I hope this process is now clear to you. Let us take another example from our book. This example says, we, the students of class 9 and 10, have deposited 1824 in the Chief Minister's Relief Fund as a subscription. Each student of class 9 and 10 has given rupees 1 and paise 50 respectively. Equal in number of respectively equal in number of students of their respective classes. Okay, if the number of students of class 9 exceeds the number of students of class 10 by 8, let me find the quadratic equation in one variable. Okay, it says in class 9 the number of students is 8 more than the number of students in class 10. So let the number of students in class 10 be x. Therefore, the number of students in class 9 is 8 more than x. Now each student of class 9 gives rupees 1 into the number of students in their class. Okay, this is what the question says. Each student of class 9 pays 1 rupee times the number of students in their class. Okay, 1 rupee times x plus 8. Okay, so each student of class 9 gives this much. Therefore total money from class 9 equal to this much money by each student into number of students. Okay, this much money is given by one student and times the number of students. So this is the total money collected from 9. Now each student of class 10 gives rupees 50, that means half, times the number of students in their class. Each student of class 10 gives 50 paise times the number of students in their class. So this much money is given by one student. Therefore total money from class 10, okay, money from one student into number of students. So this much money from class 9 and this much money from class 10. If we add this money, we get total money from that school. Okay, from these two classes of that school. Therefore total money equal to x plus 8 whole square plus x square by 2. This is our total money, which should be equal to 1824. So this is our required quadratic equation. If we simplify it further, it will come to a form which is known to us, that is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, and after that we can solve this equation for x. Let us just simplify this equation, or we are taking 64 to this side, so if we take 64 to the right side it becomes minus 64. We are not writing it. Okay, we just take 64 to the to the right side, it becomes minus 64. Now if we simplify it further, taking 2 as LCM, we get 2x square plus 32x plus x square equal to 0, 6, so from here we can simplify it further. We can send 2 to the right side, so it becomes 3x square plus 32x equal to if we take 3520 to the left side, so this should be our required quadratic equation. If we further break the middle term and do middle term factorization, we can get the value of x. Okay, x can be solved. Okay, but in this question that is not needed. They just told us to develop the quadratic equation and simplify it. Okay, write it in our known form. That's it. Okay friends, let us take another example from this chapter. So a plus b whole cube, the formula is this, and we are opening this thing according to this formula. So we have got this thing, x plus 2 whole cube can be opened in the form of this. Now we can see in the left side of the equation we get a plus x cube, and in the right side of this equation we are getting another plus x cube. If we get same quantities with same sign, on both sides of an equation we can cancel them. Okay, same quantity, same sign, we can cancel them, so it becomes this. Or okay, this step, let us take 4x square to the right side, so it becomes 6x square plus 4x square, 10x square, minus x. When it comes to the right side, it becomes 2 to the 4 into 3, 12, plus 1, 13, 13x. And when 1 comes to the right side, it becomes 8 minus 1, that means 7, plus 7. So we get this equation. Or 10x square plus 13x plus 7 equal to 0. So this should be our required quadratic equation. Now let us start our exercise 1.1. Question number 1, you can see it says, which of the following polynomial is a quadratic polynomial? In a quadratic polynomial, we must have the highest power of x. The highest power of x should be 2. An equation or a polynomial will be a quadratic polynomial if the highest power of the variable is 2. So we can see in option 1 the highest power of x is 2. So it is a quadratic polynomial. Roman 2, 7x to the power 5. So the highest power of variable is 5 in this case, so it is not a quadratic polynomial. Roman 3, 2x into x plus 5 within bracket plus 1. If we open this bracket, it will give us 2x square plus 10x plus 1. So this is also a quadratic polynomial. Roman 4, it is 2x minus 1. Here the highest power of x is 1, so this is not a quadratic polynomial. So option 1 and 3 is our answer. Therefore Roman 1, which is this is a quadratic polynomial, and option 3, which can be written as, so we can see in these two cases the highest power of x is 2. So these two polynomials are actually quadratic polynomials. Now let us proceed to our next question, that is question number 2. Question number 2 says, which of the following equations can be written in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a, b, c are real numbers and a not equal to 0. Okay, so question number 2, Roman 1, x minus 1 plus 1 by x equal to 6. Okay, let us try to convert it into our known form. Okay, our known form, we know we have to write it in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Now if we simplify it, taking x as LCM, okay, let us first send minus 1 to the right side. It becomes x plus 1 by x equal to 7. Now if we take x as LCM, it becomes x square plus 1 equal to 7. Or if we send x to the right side, it gives us x square plus 1 equal to 7x, or x square, if we take x square to the left side, it gives us x square minus 7x plus 1 minus 7x plus equal to 0. So this equation is actually in this equation can be compared to this equation. Okay, so this can be written in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Okay, so equation 1 is correct. Now let us take equation 2. Equation 2 says x plus 3 by x equal to x square okay, let us see whether or not we can convert it into our known form of quadratic equation. If we take x as LCM, it becomes x square plus 3. Or if we send x from left to the right side, it will get multiplied to x square and it will give us x cube. Or if we take these quantities to the right side, so here we can see the highest power of x is 3. So this is not a quadratic equation. So this is crossed. 3 Here we can see the highest power of x is 2, but this is not a quadratic equation, because in a quadratic equation the power of x cannot be a fraction. Here the power of x is, this is actually x to the power half, so the power of x cannot be a fraction. So this is not a quadratic equation. Question number 4. If we open the bracket, we get x square minus 4x plus 4 equal to x square minus 4x plus 4. So this is not an equation, this is an identity. Okay, so this is an identity, so we cannot say this is a quadratic equation, so this is cancelled. So only one is a quadratic equation and it can be written in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Okay, let us proceed to our next question. Now friends, let us read question number 4 Roman 1. It says, let us determine the value of a for which the equation a minus 2x square plus 3x plus 5 equal to 0 will not be a quadratic equation. Okay, let us determine the value of a for which the equation this will not be a quadratic equation. Okay, let us first write the equation. Okay, so here we can see, if we put a equal to 2, we get 2 minus 2 0 into x square plus 3 into x plus 5 equal to 0. So it becomes 0, and it is 3x plus 5 equal to 0. So this is a linear equation. Here the highest power of x is 1, not 2. So if we put a equal to 2, the given equation converts to a linear equation. So for a equal to 2, this will not be a quadratic equation, and if we put any other values except a equal to plus 2, this will remain a quadratic equation. Okay friends, let us proceed to our next question. 4.2, it says if x by 4 minus x equal to 1 by 3x, x not equal to 0, x not equal to 4, we expressed in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Then let us determine the coefficient of x. Okay, we have to determine the coefficient of x. Okay, if it can be converted, then we are going to find the coefficient of x. Okay, let us first copy the equation. Okay, let us first see whether or not it can be converted to our known form. So we are cross multiplying, so we get 3x square and 4 minus x, or we are taking these quantities to the left side, it becomes 3x square plus x minus 4 equal to 0. So this is actually in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Now we have to find out the coefficient of x. Therefore the coefficient of x is 1. Okay, the coefficient of x here is 1. Okay, let us proceed to our next question, that is question number 3. Question number 3, let us see what it says. Question number 3, let us express 3x square plus 7x plus 23 equal to x plus 4 into x plus 3 plus 2 in the form of quadratic equation. Okay, ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So just an equation is given, we have to convert it into our known form. So let us first write it. Okay friends, so I have written the given equation. Now I am going to simplify it. Okay, only the right part of this equation needs to be simplified. So it becomes x square 3x plus 4x becomes 7x plus 12 plus 2. Okay, so now if we take x square to the left side, it becomes 2x square. If we so 7x and plus 7x gets cancelled. Okay, because we know same quantities with same sign, if we see on both sides of an equation, we can cancel them out. 2x square so 23 and 14, so it becomes 23 minus 14 equal to 0. So this is our quadratic equation. So this is our answer. Both of these are correct. Now let us proceed to our next question. So the next question is question number 4 of 4. It says let us express the equation x plus 2 whole cube equal to x into in bracket x square minus 1 in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, and write the coefficients of x square, x and x to the power 0. Okay, so let us write the given informations. So x plus 2 whole cube, so I am breaking it using the formula a plus b whole cube. So it becomes x cube plus 3 into x square into 2 plus 3 into x into 2 square plus 2 cube equal to x multiplied to x square, it becomes x cube, and x multiplied to 1, it becomes x. So we can see we are getting x cube on the both sides of equation. So we can cancel them. Now it is 6x square, and if we take minus x to the left side, it becomes 13x. Okay, it when I take it to the left side, it becomes plus x, and plus x plus 12x, it is 13x plus 8 equal to 0. So this is our quadratic equation, which is in the form of this, that is our known form. Now the coefficient of x square is equal to 6, coefficient of x equal to, so it is 6, it is 13, coefficient of x to the power 0. So x to the power 0, here we can write, here we can see it is plus 8, so it can be written as plus 8 into x to the power 0. Why? Because x to the power 0 is actually 1, we know something to the power 0 is 1. So plus 8 or plus 8 into 1 is same. So we can write it with the coefficient. X to the power 0 is 1. So plus 8 and plus 8 into 1 is same. Okay. So coefficient of x to the power 0 equal to 8. If you have any queries, you can leave a comment. I shall definitely try to answer your questions, your doubts, and I shall come with a new video solving rest of the questions of this chapter. So if you enjoyed it, if you liked it, stay with me, and thank you for your support. Thank you.